There we go. All right, so welcome. Find your seat. So it is Pink Shirt Day today, special day, with a focus on anti-bullying. And I was reflecting a lot about it today, being a teacher, working with my students, and realized, maybe not for the first time, but realized that we are often our own worst bullies. And quite often we have that monkey mind going on that's always sort of nattering away at us, telling us we're not good enough, not fast enough, not strong enough, can't do this, or how you did that, why would you do something like that? And you're always talking to yourself and putting yourself down. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe you resonate with that too. So my offering to you tonight is to focus on kindness. Not just kindness to others or kindness to nature, but most of all, kindness to yourself, and to give yourself that space to be you and treat yourself the way you would treat any other loved one in your life. So let's try to quiet that monkey mind of ours tonight. And to do that, we'll start with our breath and bring ourselves to a quiet mind, hopefully. So as you're sitting here, let's find a nice tall seat. Start to stack your vertebrae. Roll your shoulders down and back. Root your sit bones down into your pillow or your block or the floor. And give a slight tuck in with your chin to really lengthen through your neck. And if it feels comfortable, close your eyes. And start to breathe in to your low lungs, filling up your belly, feeling your low back expand, and breathing out through your nose to the end of your breath. And as you breathe, start to go inwards. Bring your attention to your body, your sensations. Noticing how you feel in this moment. And with kindness, simply observe. And start to lengthen your inhales and your exhales. And we're going to do a little bit of box breathing here. So box breathing is when you inhale and then you hold your breath at the top of your breath. And then you exhale and hold your breath at the bottom. And as you do it, you try not to tense your neck or, try to stay relaxed through it. Okay, so let's try this together. Let's let out all of our air. And inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently hold. 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently hold. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently hold. 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Count for yourself. Maybe even making it longer if that feels good for you. Holding as long as you need, and then exhaling. Let's do a few more cycles of breath on your own. And as you're breathing, think to yourself, I am healthy, I am whole, I am peaceful, I am happy, I am loved. I am healthy, I am whole, I am peaceful, I am happy, I am loved. Do one more full cycle of breath on your own. And when you're ready, maybe opening your eyes if they're closed. And just coming back to our normal breathing. Let's take a big inhale, reach those arms up. Grabbing your left wrist, exhale over to the right. Good. Inhale, lifting yourself high. Grab your other wrist. Exhale over to the left. Good. Inhale, lifting up. And exhale, bringing your fingers together. Round your back up in front. Inhale, push out your palms and lift all the way up. Bring your hands behind your shoulders. And exhale, hands come down behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Open up through your chest. Staying here, let your shoulders come down and just let your head rock and roll from side to side. Getting into any tight or sticky spots. And just finding some space, finding some movement. Good. And slowly releasing those hands, rolling your shoulders back. And we're going to find ourselves into a tabletop. So come into your hands and knees. Now let's do a few cat-cows. So as you exhale, round your spine. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your head and your tail. Moving with your breath at your pace. Doing what feels good for you. And while you're in this cat-cow, make sure your toes are tucked underneath. Give your feet a little stretch as we're here. And let's take 2 more cycles of breath. And on your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine. And we're going to inhale our right arm up to the sky. Exhale, thread it between your hand and your knee. Not all the way though. Inhale, lift up. We're going to do a couple of these. Exhale, thread it through. Last one, big inhale. Lifting up, maybe looking towards your fingers. And exhale, thread that arm through all the way to your shoulder and the right side of your head. Bring it down to the ground. Gentle twist here. Good, and slowly bring yourself back up to tabletop. Left arm this time, big inhale, twisting up towards the sky. Exhale, thread your arm through between your arm and your knee. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Last inhale, twist. And exhale, let that left hand thread through the back of your arm, your shoulder, and the side of your head onto the floor. And you can use that right hand to push down into the ground for a little bit more twist if that feels good for you. And slowly bring yourself back up to our tabletop. We're going to bring our right leg behind us and then use your core, lift it up. Float your left arm forward. Nice. Make sure those toes are pointing down to the ground and the back of your neck is long to the sky. Take a big inhale, reach a little longer. And exhale, elbow and knee come to touch underneath. And inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, reach. Exhale, squeeze. Last one, big inhale, reach. And exhale, lower down to the ground. And we're going to turn that right foot out, perpendicular. Reach your left foot long, and your right arm can come forward a little bit more. Inhale into a modified side plank, really lifting your left hip up towards the sky. Reaching all the way from your back edge of your back foot all the way up to your fingertips. Stay here, or lift that left leg up towards the sky. Or also you can bend your knee if you're feeling like a bit of more of a stretch in your quads and grab your ankle for a quad stretch. Open up through your hips. Still warming up, so be gentle with your body. And when you're ready, extend that leg if it's bent. And let's come down to the ground, come back into our tabletop. This time, the left leg comes long behind us, making sure your hips are square, so maybe lower your left hip slightly. And then reach your right arm long. Nice strong core. Let's inhale, reach longer. Exhale, squeeze, elbow and knee come to touch. And inhale, lift. Exhale, squeeze. Engaging that core. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, squeeze. And big inhale. How high can you lift? And exhale, lower to the ground. And now for the left side. So swivel that left foot out and bring your right foot to the back edge of your mat. Your left hand about one hand length forward. Inhale, modified side plank, nice and long to that right side of your body. You can stay here in this really nice stretch, or lift your right leg up to the sky. Stay here. It's really good for your glutes and your hip. Or bend your knee, grab your ankle, and add a quad stretch. Kicking your foot into your hand. Finding length through your hip flexor, your quads. Breathe into any tight spots and let them go. Good. You have your ankle, stretch your leg out, let it lower to the ground and come back into your tabletop. And we're going to keep our hips high and walk our hands forward in a puppy dog. So I like to come up onto my fingertips and then just let my armpits come towards the ground. So get a nice stretch in your lats and your shoulders. Maybe even your forehead finds the floor. Nice deep breaths. And then slowly lifting yourself back up. Walk your hands a little bit further than your tabletop. So we're going to come into our downward facing dog. Tuck your toes, lift your hips nice and high. And take a moment to walk out your dog, bending one knee at a time. Pushing your heels towards the floor. And make sure you're not dumping a lot of weight into your wrists, because oftentimes this will put pressure on your wrists. So really spread those fingers wide. And think about pushing your pointer finger, your pointer finger knuckle down into the mat, as well as your thumbs. When you're ready, you can find some stillness here. Take 2 more breaths. And on your next inhale, we're going to ripple forward into a high plank. Shoulders over wrists. And then lower down to your belly. Maybe bring your knees down first. And then lower all the way down. Untuck your toes. Roll those shoulders back. And 3 baby cobras. Lift up, chest off the floor. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, big inhale. Exhale, push yourself back into child's pose, bringing those knees wide, toes together, and just let your hips sink down. Maybe your forehead finds the floor, and rock your head side to side, massage out your third eye. And just take a few breaths here. This is a great place to come to at any point in practice. If you feel like you want to be here, take a break, chill out. Or if you're having any shoulder issues or wrist issues at the moment, instead of down dog, this is a great alternative. Rue, are you looking at the cards? Which one are you going to do? This one? Rue, oh, Rue picked fairies again, too. Good. When you're ready, spread those fingers wide, tuck your toes, and come up into your downward facing dog. We're going to take a big inhale, lift up onto your toes, look towards your fingers. Exhale, bend your knees, and then step forward to the top of your mat and come into a forward fold. So your feet can be hip width apart. Grab opposite elbows. Bend your knees as much as you want to let your torso just relax over your legs. And maybe even rock side to side, just like gravity. Extend your spine. When you're ready, we'll bring our hands to our thighs, bend your knees, and start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Take your time. Rolling your shoulders back when you get to the top. Good, and we're going to step back with our right leg into a high lunge. So make sure you're nice and balanced on railway tracks. Head into your front knee. Inhale, rise those arms up. And exhale, we're going to bend both knees, bring your hands down by your sides. Come into a lunge. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. Maybe you can kiss your back knee to the ground. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. And inhale, lift up nice and tall. Balance. And then exhale, we're going to lower all the way down, bringing your back knee to the floor. And if you need to put a pillow under your back knee, you can do so now. You're going to hang out here for just a little bit. Sink into your hips, finding that down and melty feel. Letting your hips come forward and down. And let's inhale, arms lift up and grab opposite elbows. Exhale, start to tip over to the left. So you really open up to that side of your body, the right hip flexor. What can you relax? Inhale, lifting yourself up. And exhale, bring your right hand down to the mat. Let's inhale, twist left arm to the sky. Maybe looking up towards your fingers. Exhale here. One more big inhale. And then exhale, swim your left arm forward and shift your hips back. So now we're coming into hamstring stretch here. If you have a block, it's a good time to use it if the ground feels quite far away. Make sure you keep a micro bend into this knee, never lock it. And maybe even windshield wiper that foot side to side. Getting into your hamstrings, your left hip. Finding a nice spot. I like when my toes are pointing more outwards. Gets more into the IT dance. And then start to energetically pull your left hip back. Inhale the crown of your head forward. Exhale, maybe find a little bit more space in this shape. Take a couple more breaths. You start to notice that you're tensing or your breath is getting choppy. That's a good sign you're a little bit too deep into the shape and you can come out of it a little bit. And on your next inhale, extend into that front knee. Walk your hands forward. Plant your hands, tuck your back toes, and step back into your downward facing dog. Good. In your down dog, bend your knees a little bit, and then bring your tailbone a little bit higher, finding length in your back. Energetically squeeze your arms towards each other, and then see if you can bring your heels a little bit closer to the floor. Take one more relaxing breath here. And exhale out your mouth. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to ripple forward into our high plank. Exhale, lower down to your belly, maybe bringing your knees down first. Untuck your toes and inhale into a full cobra. So you're going to push into your hands, bring your chest nice and high, and then feel your hands energetically pulling towards you so that your heart goes forward. So move forward and up. Relax those shoulders down. Take one more big inhale. And then exhale, slowly lower down and bring yourself back into child's pose. Take a few breaths here. If you'd like to, you can bend at your elbows and bring your hands in prayer behind your head. If you walk your elbows forward, you get a little bit more stretch in your triceps. And when you're ready, let's extend those hands long, tuck your toes, come up into your downward facing dog. Let's inhale up onto your toes, look towards your thumbs. Exhale, bend your knees, and then step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, full, nice and deep. And we're going to walk our big toes to touch and leave a little bit of space between your heels so that your feet are straight. We're going to bend into our knees and come into a chair pose. So get your hips nice and low. And then inhale, arms reach out towards the sky. Here we go. Let's start to work those legs, warm them up. You're doing awesome. One more big inhale. Exhale, hold. And then inhale, lift all the way up. And exhale, let your hands come down to heart center and to your sides. Whew. Good. Coming into our left leg back now into a high lunge. Good. Back heel up. Bend into your front knee. Inhale, reach nice and long. And exhale, bending both knees into lunge. Good. Inhale up. Finding nice balance. Come to your center line. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And inhale lift. And exhale slowly down and lower that back knee to the ground. Sinking your hips down. Bring into your left hip flexor. And inhale your arms out, grab opposite elbows. Exhale over to right, really finding length through that left side body. Breathing into any areas of tension, just letting them go. And inhale, lift. And exhale, lower your left hand to the floor. Inhale, right arm up towards the sky. Exhale here, relax those shoulders. One more big inhale. And exhale, swim your right arm forward, shift your hips back. Again, if you have a block or something to put on your hands to make the ground come a little closer, you can use that. And we're just going to windshield wiper our foot side to side. Feel it move, the head of your femur move in your hip socket. And find a spot that feels good for you. We're like, yes, this is the juicy spot. And let's energetically pull our right hip back to feel more of a stretch in our hamstrings or our T-bands. Inhale the crown of your head forward, nice and long. Then exhale, sink into the shape a little bit deeper. Use your breath to find more space. And take 2 more cycles of breath. Keeping that micro bend into your knees. And when you're ready, bend into your front knee. Walk your hands forward. Plant your hands, and we're going to step back into our downward facing dog. And inhale, ripple forward into your high plank. This time option to lower down to your belly or lower halfway down. This is called chaturanga. And then inhale, cobra or up dog. So you're rolling onto the tops of your feet and keeping your hips off the ground. So this is a more active version of cobra. This is upward facing dog. You're going to take a big inhale. Then exhale, push back in child's pose or come into your downward facing dog for 3 breaths. What just happened? Breathe it out. Come back to your quiet mind. If you're in child's pose, meet us in down dog. And we're going to inhale, lift up onto your toes, look towards your thumbs. Exhale, bend your knee, and then step or hop to the top of your mat. If you're hopping, you make no sound. You're like a ninja. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bring your big toes to touch. And we're going to inhale, bend your knees, chair pose. And you sink your hips a little bit lower. Good. This time, hands come to your heart center. Take a big inhale, reach your heart forward. And then exhale, twist to your right. And see if you can nestle your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Okay, now look at your knees. Your left knee might have a tendency to shift forward. See if you can keep your knees in a line. Okay, with every inhale, for a little bit longer. And every exhale, twist. Try to bring your heart towards your thumbs. Take one more big inhale. One more exhale. And then inhale, lift yourself up. Big reach, look up. And exhale, bend your knees, hands to heart, and twist towards the left this time. That's right, really feel those legs today. Nestle your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh, and then twist your sternum towards your thumbs. Woo. Now look at your knees, make sure your right knee isn't cheating and shifting forward. Bring it back. How are those legs feeling? Take a big inhale. Exhale, twist, rinse it out. And then inhale, lift yourself all the way up. And exhale, let your hands come down to heart center and down to your side. And just stay here in mountain pose. Take a moment. Scan your body. How do you feel right now? Maybe noticing that beautiful heart of yours beating in your chest. Or the energy flowing through your body. Fill yourself with gratitude. What are you grateful for? For this amazing body that allows you to play and move. For friends, for family. What are you grateful for? And slowly open those eyes. We're going to come into a warrior two. So let's step back with our right foot. Bring it to the back edge of your mat. And adjust your feet as needed so that your front heel intersects your back foot. Bend into that front knee. Make sure this knee is about over your ankle. And then push your knee outwards so you can see your big toe. Arms reach forward and back. Good. Forget about what you look like and just feel the strength of your foundation here. Nice soft gaze over your fingers. Good. Turn your front palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Back hand comes to your back thigh. Find length through both sides of your body. And then exhale, bring your front elbow to that front thigh. And right bicep comes to your right ear for a side angle pose. Now you can stay here, or if you feel like you have the space for it, this front hand can start to come down towards the floor. Okay. You can also bring this top right arm behind your back and open up your chest, looking up towards the sky. Now you can stay here, or if you're really feeling it, you can do a bind, and that's when you bring this bottom hand underneath your leg and you reach your hands so they clasp sort of by your left hip. Wherever you are, twist and look up towards the sky. What can you let go of? If you have the bind, release it. And inhale, lift all the way up into your reverse warrior. Good. Exhale. Oops, going to shift my foot a little bit. We're going to bring that back foot in and come into a half moon pose. See if you can do it. This is a little playful. Again, you might need a block under your hand. I'm going to move around too much there. And then open up your hips towards the right. So your toes are pointing out to the right. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Or let that hand float up towards the sky. Your supporting leg can be slightly bent. Take one more big inhale. Can you lift your leg a little higher? And then exhale. Float that leg back down to your warrior two. Woo! And turn both toes to the long edge of your mat. Hands come to hips. Good. Inhale, open up through your heart. Exhale, hinge forward into a wide leg forward fold. Hands come down to the floor. Forehead comes towards the floor and hang out here. Woo. Inhale, lift yourself halfway up. Have a slight bend to your knees. Hands come to hips. Exhale, come all the way up slowly. And we're going to turn our right foot, so our back foot, into our warrior two. So facing the other direction now. Float those hands up. And start to bend into that right knee. Nice soft gaze into your infinite potential. Over your fingertips. Feel the strength in your foundation. Facing a little lower. Good. Then turn that front palm up. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Opening up through both sides of your torso. And exhale, bring your right elbow to your right thigh. Left bicep to left here for our side angle pose. And you can stay here, or if you did so on the other side, this front hand can start to slide down to the inside of your front foot, really getting into that hip. Whew. Your top hand can come behind your back and hang out by your right hip. And if you're really feeling the bind, you can bind behind your back. Bring your right hand back to that right hip and see if you can find your hands by your right hip. Wherever you are, start to rotate your heart up towards the sky. Nice deep breaths. What can you relax? Good. Releasing your bind if you have it. Inhale, lifting up into reverse warrior. Then exhale, slowly shift that back foot in a little bit. We don't have gloves in here, so I'm going to shift back. And we're going to come into our half moon, finding our balance. Woo. So your left hips are open up to the left. Your toes are pointing out to the side of the room. Left hand to your hip. And then maybe, just maybe, you lift that left hand up to the sky. And maybe you look up towards those left fingertips. Can you lift your leg a little higher? Take one more big inhale. And exhale like a ninja. Slowly bring that left foot back down to your warrior two stance. And then turn both feet to face the long edge of your mat. Inhale. Open up. Exhale, wide leg forward fold. This time, we're going to bend into our left knee and walk your hands towards the left. Okay? So we're starting to feel that stretch come to the inside of your right thigh. And slowly walk your hands back through center, and then bend into your right knee, hands to the right. And feeling that stretch now to the inside of your left thigh. One more time, each side. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale through center. Exhale to the right. Good. Inhale, bring yourself to center. Hands come to hips. And exhale, lift all the way up. Heel toe your feet in a little bit. And we're going to come to the top of our mat. Bring your big toes together to touch. And then inhale, let's lift up onto our toes. See if you can balance on your toes. That's it. Now here's the real challenge. Stay up on those tiptoes. let's start to bend our knees into a chair situation. There we go. Keep your knees together. Whoop. And then slowly come down a little lower. Can you bring your hips about 6 inches off your heels? And then whoop, all the way down your heels. Good. And let's move into the middle a little bit more. We're going to play around a little bit with a arm balance called crow pose. Give it a try. All right, so your feet are together, your knees come wide, and then hands plant down. I like mine a little bit wider than shoulders. And stop at any point, okay? So what we want to do is start to play around with shifting weight onto our hands. So start to shift forward. And then see if you can lift your hips high and nestle your knees as high up into your armpits or the backs of your arms, your triceps, that you can. Okay, so really nestle those in there. And start to, again, play with that weight shift forward onto your hands. Okay, maybe you lift one foot up and put it down, lift the other foot up. Maybe lift both feet up. And your gaze is slightly forward. Puffing up to the backs of your shoulder blades. And if you fall, you know what? You don't fall very far, it's just here, right? So hopefully you're all good there. Wherever you are, take one more breath. Then exhale, bring yourself down and come into your child's pose. Let that go, whatever just happened. Good, and we're gonna come into a pigeon pose. There's two options to get here. You can come into your tabletop, or you can come from downward facing dog, so wherever you're feeling. Wherever you are, child or tabletop or down dog, inhale, right leg up towards the sky. And then exhale, bring your right knee to your right wrist and lower your foot down. Okay, offering to you is pigeon, which is when your back leg is nice and long. Or if this is less accessible for you, you can come into deer pose, where you shift your right hip onto the ground. Bring your right shin in line with the top of your mat, and then your back leg, I don't know if you can see me here, I'll come around this way, is also bent. So you have 90-degree angles at your knee and your hip, knee and hip. Okay? And in deer pose, it's the same, similar stretch. You want to try to turn yourself square, and then start to bring yourself forward over that front leg. Okay. If you are in pigeon, this back leg is nice and long. And see if you can rotate your hips towards the mat, making sure you're not feeling any bad sensations in your knee. And then start to bring yourself down as well. You can make a pillow with your fists and rest your forehead on that pillow. And we're going to have about a minute or so here to really just sink into this shape. Breathing into your hip. Letting go of any tension you're carrying there. Noticing your mind. What thoughts are coming through? No judgment, just notice. And see if you can bring it back to that peaceful, quiet mind. Using your nice deep breaths. Noticing the sensations in your body. Noticing how each exhale maybe offers you a little bit more space in the shape. Take 3 more breaths here. And when you're ready, you can start to bring yourself back up and shake out your hip however you need to. So you can tuck your back toes if you like. Come back into your down dog or your tabletop and shake that hip out. Let anything go that you need to. And we're going to come into our other side. So your next inhale, left leg rises. And then exhale, bring your left knee to your left wrist. Choosing your pigeon with that straight back leg. Or deer, where you flex your front leg, bring your shin in line with the top of your mat, and make 90-degree angles with your back leg as well. Same thing, square yourself over your front leg and start to walk yourself forward and down. Feeling a nice stretch come to your left hip. Come back into a pigeon. If you're in pigeon, see if you can rotate the top of your thigh down towards the mat. And make a pillow with your hands or with a proper pillow. We'll have another minute or so here. So really take the time to peel away the layers. Nice deep breaths. Getting those issues out of our tissues. Breathe in any tension and give it permission to let go. Be mindful of your knees, making sure you're not feeling any sharp or negative pain. Take 3 more healing breaths here. And when you're ready, coming into any shape that makes you feel good to shake out that hip. Maybe you're downward facing dog. And if it feels good too, you can come through one more vinyasa, as they're called. So inhale onto your plank. Exhale halfway down or all the way down. Inhale up dog or cobra. And exhale to your down dog or child's pose. And then simply find yourself somehow onto your seat. Maybe you bring your feet forward and then sitting down. And we're going to roll onto our backs. Give your knees a big hug in. And a little rock side to side. Massage out your low back. Good. Letting your knees fall over to the right. Looking towards the left. Nice gentle twist. Try to feel heavy and grounded. I don't know if you can hear my cats, but they are, of course, it's like, you know, near Savasana time, so they're starting to wake up. You slowly bring your knees back to center, taking your time, and then over to the other side. Letting gravity do the work. And slowly bring yourself back up. If there are any other shapes or poses that your body is craving, now is the time to do so. Or simply come into our final resting shape, Savasana. Let your feet come wide, your arms come wide, take up space. Melt down into the floor. What can you let go? You are healthy. You are whole. You are peaceful. You are worthy. You are loved. Feel free to stay here for as long as you need. And start to return to your breath. Return to your body. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Reaching your arms overhead for a big full body stretch. And hugging your knees into your chest. Give yourself a big hug because you deserve a hug. And gently rock onto one side before finding yourself back into a seated position. And bring your hands to your beautiful heart. And honor yourself for showing up to your mat for your practice and giving yourself this gift, this kindness. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had a good time. And you bring in everything that we've cultivated into the rest of your night and your day and your week.